we are two basketball nuts, and we still learn. I'll speak for both of us. We learned a lot watching this one. Why now? Let's start there. Why was it the time now to talk about Wilt? The dip, not the stilt.
Yeah.
Wilt the dip.
you did learn, actually.
Not true.
Yeah. You passed the first test. The why now, I mean, honestly, it's why hasn't it happened is probably the better question up until this point, because Will is more than deserving of it. And so ultimately the why now is just it's just timing, right? The family was ready, and with myself and Chris and Kevin Garnett and Religion of Sports and Village Roadshow and all of the folks involved, obviously Showtime, they felt they had the right group and trusting partners in place to let their guard down and let their brother's story be told in a humane way. I think that was the big key. There have been a lot of past attempts that have made them feel uncomfortable, and he's been burned with media treatment in the past, so they were very guarded and very protected in the beginning of this process, to make sure that it wasn't just some sort of sensationalized piece about the women, or something along those lines. And so I think ultimately it was just timing and having the right group of people.
Right. Yeah, the family, their reticence is part of the, how we approach this, in terms of the themes, and why you're saying, why didn't I know this? I learned things because we wanted to reveal at every point, whether it be a personal story that nobody would have ever heard, coming from his sisters or from a former teammate telling you about something, an interaction in the locker room, or, around a double date, or the basketball stuff, because I was shocked. I'm a huge basketball nerd and have been my whole life. And I was stunned when I got to see some of the games that I thought I knew what happened, because I had inherited the narrative, of Wilt. Then that was part of what his family was wanting to protect him from, was a continuation of the mythology of Wilt as, even as a basketball player, selfish, only interested in stats, not a winner, choker in big games. And when we put up the games themselves and just let you watch how they played out and then show you the headlines afterwards, it was an attempt to allow you as the viewer to decide for yourself. Do you think that the narrative that existed around Wilt, is reflective of the truth?
But ultimately, the big takeaway that I think is undeniable is he's the most important basketball player in the history of the game, with respect to all the foundation he laid and the records he broke, and particularly the business blueprint he established as being the first NBA superstar.